Hi, good morning everybody. This is Matt Reisinger with Reisinger Homes. Welcome to my video blog on green building and building science. I've got a super geeky video post for you today. I love talking about HVAC systems, and I've got my whole team on this house together, so I want to introduce you to a few people. I'm here with Eric MacInereny from Heimsath Architects. He's a principal at Heimsath, and he's the lead architect on this project. And I've also got Gary Bramblett, principal of Air Rite Air Conditioning, who does all my mechanical systems in my house. Eric, if you could tell us just briefly about what we've got going in this mechanical closet and how you came up with kind of what design we're doing here.
Well, one of the most important things that we've found with, well, both from our commercial experience and our residential experience is planning for where your HVAC equipment is going to go and where your ducts are going to go really helps in terms of making your systems a lot more green. You don't have to cram your ducts into it, whichever pocket just happened to be available. It really makes for better airflow and actually makes for a much nicer work environment. And when you get time to, when the homeowner gets ready to change these filters, they're going to be able to very easily access this unit and get to it.
Exactly. So one thing that we've got here that's a little special is we are in a mechanical closet. You can see we're in the truss space here. Not full head height, but perfect working conditions. Underneath us is the master bedroom. And one of the things that we've done on this job is taken some special precautions to make sure that our master bedroom below us is very quiet, considering we've got a mechanical closet upstairs. Gary, can you give us a quick rundown on what equipment we're using on this house and what precautions you've taken to try and make the impact on the noise below us as minimal as possible?
Okay, what we have here is American Standard is the equipment brand. We have a variable speed furnace, which the blower is quieter in those circumstances. It is 2-speed cooling and 2-stage heating, so it runs in stages, which makes it quieter as well.
Just to clarify real quick on that, Gary, that means that it's got a low speed and a high speed.
That's correct.
So it can run at a lower capacity or a higher capacity depending on the demand.
And that's also good for dehumidification.
Yes.
So we have quietness, dehumidification, and really what's better suited than single speed application.
Yeah, great.
We have a nice filtration system, media air cleaner from April Air. We have isolation springs that keep vibration from going on with the room below.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
One thing that we took a step further on this one, there's a special duct liner that is available these days. It's antimicrobial and has a sound dampening qualities to it that we use in the main plenums from each end of the unit that quietens the system down tremendously.
It kind of feels like, I know you can't touch this in the video, but it kind of feels like a wetsuit kind of neoprene material. And so normally we would have just this rigid metal duct, and so what this is doing is helping to try and prevent those vibrations from happening, which transfer into the rooms adjacent basically. But these guys, one of the things I'll plug on Gary is his team does a really nice job of doing all the main metal trunk lines, or pardon me, all the trunk lines in metal, and then we branch off in short runs and flex duct just to quiet that duct down before we enter the room. We always try and keep those to 10 feet or less of flex duct though. The last thing I wanted to ask you about, Gary, what type of furnace are we using on this house?
Well, it's a dual stage. It's a sealed combustion furnace, and what that means is in this structure like this, where you're going to encase the structure envelope with foam insulation, we now have a non-ventilated cavity. So we don't have a way to get combustible air to this system unless we used a sealed combustion system. So that's what this is. It also increases the efficiency of it by going with a sealed combustion system. It is 96% AFI rated, which is the efficiency of the furnace, which means it only wastes about less than 4% of its fuel, whereas most furnaces waste 20%.
I think that's it.
Variable speed drive, like I said before, but nice and quiet operation. We really like these systems.
One last comment before we leave. I wanted to ask you, Eric, about the envelope. You know, in your job specs, we've got a fully conditioned envelope. Can you tell us just briefly what this room is going to feel like once this house is completed?
Well, one of the interesting things about bringing your AC equipment and ducts inside the thermal envelope of your building is that this space in the summer is still going to be fairly cool. It's not going to be 110 degrees like attics in Austin often are.
Or higher.
So your AC and your ducts aren't having to deal with pushing cool air through that really hot space. They'll be inside the conditioned space, which will probably be in 80s, 90s degree temperature wise. So it's a lot cooler environment for the AC equipment to work through.
If this client sets their T-stat at, let's say, 76 or 78, it's probably going to be no hotter than about 5 degrees hotter or so in this room. We're not actually dropping an AC bucket into here, but we have just the separation of drywall between this room and the adjacent rooms, and the door into this room will not be a sealed door. So there'll be a little bit of airflow in and out of this room. And again, we mentioned all the insulation is going to be at the roof line. We've got several inches of insulation inside the house, and then we've got 3/4 inch of rigid foam on the roof deck, as well as a galvalume roof on top of that for reflectivity. So you guys have designed a really, really efficient house. It's been a fun one to build, and Gary and I are excited to keep construction going. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great day, and please, when you're designing your HVAC systems, get together early with your architect, your builder, and your mechanical contractor. Talk about these things in the design stage, which is really the big lesson from today, and decide how this equipment is going to run long before the framer shows up on the job. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for joining me, guys.